7 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Fire evacuation, if there's an emergency in the building, you can exit through the back of the room or to go out the doors, down the stairs, and away from the building. Roll call.
Yes. Donna Corbin-Savinsky.
Here.
Kevin Zorda.
Here.
Virginia Higley. Here. Kelly Hemler.
Here.
Dylan Bridge.
Here.
Ann Collins is absent. Ken Kaufman.
Here.
Chris Renault.
Here.
Robert Gillespie.
Here.
Okay, and I'll see Robert Gillespie. Okay, public communications and petitions. Anybody want to speak regarding items not on the agenda? Don't. No, this just one person, so we'll continue on. Correspondence. We had an email from December 4th regarding the Connecticut Land Use webinar that's coming up for March 22nd. It's a Zoom meeting, so you could do it from home. We also had, I forwarded to everybody from the Kakiwak, an email from them about a survey that you could participate in, and it needs to be done by December 20th. And that's it for correspondence. Minutes from preceding meetings, November 19th. We get a motion?
I will make a motion to accept the minutes of November 22nd, 2020, I'm sorry, November 19th, 2024.
Second.
Ginny, so Kevin and Ginny. Any discussion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to amend number 5 correspondence. It says Char Corbin-Savinsky instead of Chair.
Yes, Chair. Good catch.
I'm
Should be Chair.
Just a
Oh, I saw
spelling.
that.
Just a spelling issue.
I'm one of those spelling guys, so.
Good, good. Thank you.
Second.
Okay,
As amended.
as amended. Kelly. And then Kelly. Okay. Can we have roll call, please?
Donna Corbin-Savinsky.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Virginia Higley. Yes. Kelly Hemler.
Yes.
Dylan Bridge.
Yes.
Ken Kaufman.
Yes.
Robert Gillespie.
Yes.
7 in favor, motion passes. We do have a town attorney report dated November 22nd regarding those in litigation. We have no continued public hearings, no new public hearings. Under old business, IW 711, 1561 King Street, application for a wetland permit to build an EV charging station with supporting cafe in the Upland Review area. Bob Patrick applicant, Alamo Family LLC owner, map 17, lot 40.
Yes, we have received a letter of extension from the applicant, or I should say from the applicant's engineer, and an email exchange we had over the last couple of days. They had mentioned, the next wetlands meeting, which I had asked them to clarify whether they were meaning this meeting
Yeah.
or the one after on January 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And then in an email response, they said, Stephen, looks like we are off until January. Have a good weekend. Signed, Skip. So we will continue this at the January 7th
Of the
meeting.
January. Do they know that that's the last day before we do actions?
I may not have mentioned that directly, but I can definitely mention to that when I reach out to them.
Okay, otherwise we need an extension to, a letter of extension.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make sure that they're aware.
Okay. So January 7th. I don't think we have to do roll call on that.
No.
No. Next is new business, IW 713, 53 Oakwood, application for a wetland permit to develop a attached garage. Joseph Rita, applicant owner, map 76, lot 78, R33.
This application, we also got a letter of extension. So in an email from Joe Rita, I have, hi, Steve. As of tonight, have not yet received the updated plan from Gary. At this point, all I can do is get you the layout as soon as that is available. Gary and I traded calls today, but I've not been able to connect with him in person since Monday morning. Looks like we'll have to postpone until the first wetlands meeting in January. Regards, Joe. So this will also be
January 7th.
tabled until January 7th.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you know when, did we receive that on December 3rd?
That was received on December 3rd, correct?
Okay, good, thank you. I just wanted for my notes. So that, again, will be continued.
So they're not official extension
Just-
letters. They're just
Just
continued.
continue letters. Right, makes a difference.
Yeah.
Next, enforcement reports. 28 South River Street, notice of violation.
Yep. So,
Yes, please.
I will go ahead and read out my
Little notes.
my little thing here.
Hey, welcome. Could you state your name and address for the record?
Oh, Richard Pinkman, it's 22 South River Street.
Hi.
Hi.
On 11/26/2024, a complaint came into the office reporting that excavation was occurring near the Connecticut River to remove the old cars. It was stated that there were other people who were also concerned, but only one person had filed the complaint. 28 South River Street is a residential property zoned R33 along the Connecticut River. The property was inspected on 11/26/2024 around 11:30 on site. The weather was chilly and rainy. Upon arrival, there was one man operating heavy machinery. When staff walked onto the property, the man stopped operating and explained that they were a friend of the owner and were simply working to help them clean up the area. Staff notified that the action required a wetlands permit and asked them to stop the operation and install erosion sediment controls. While staff were on site, the owner then later arrived and was also noted to stop the operation to again install the erosion sediment controls around the site. They were asked to use a combination of silt fencing, hay bales, and hay to prevent sediment from rolling down the hill while they apply for the wetlands permit. The owner agreed to stop operation, install the erosion sediment controls, and apply for a wetlands permit. They were then sent an email with the wetlands application and information they needed the same day. Section 6 of the Wetlands Regulations states that no person shall conduct or maintain a regulated activity without first obtaining a permit for such activity from the Wetlands and Watercourses Agency. Any person found to be in violation of said regulations is subject to enforcement proceedings and penalties as prescribed from Section 14 of the Wetlands Regulations. The notice of violation dated 11/26/2024 was sent certified mail 9589 0710 5270 2132 5503 13. On 12/14/2024, the landowner sent an email to staff stating they were coming into town hall to discuss potential grants to help with the remediation effort, as well as to discuss questions they had about the application. They also attached pictures showing a tree that was being chewed through by a beaver and another dead tree that had already been knocked over on the property. They wanted to talk about whether or not they can cut those trees down, as they do propose a hazard and a liability. And that there are other similar trees in that same condition. On 12/26/2024, the landowner came into the office to ask about the wetlands application, the trees in poor condition, and the meeting for tonight being 12/17/2024. Staff guided him to the town GIS to help him fill out the information that they may need for the application, and was noted that the conversation with the chair would follow in regard to the trees in poor condition. This was then later followed up with an email giving them the link to the town GIS and confirmed that the discussion of the trees on the property will be discussed at the meeting. And so now we're here today.
Did you have a picture of those trees?
Is that I should have printed those out. My apologies.
Do you want to see one from my phone? Would that help?
Sure, with the beavers.
Yeah, well, I don't have the actual beaver in it, but
Yeah, so what happened is Stephen called me the other night, and there's a couple of trees that were eaten by beavers, and they're gonna fall over. So I said we discussed it tonight about taking it down.
yeah, if you want.
Violation.
Yeah, so there's a couple like this, and I have a bunch of dead stuff too, but there's a beaver not too far away.
The tree's gonna die.
Yeah.
If you go down, this dam is like 20 feet away from this situation, so.
Mr. Mike?
Yeah, I just turned it on, thank you. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Just didn't, yeah. That's amazing how fast they did that.
It is, yeah. It was happening,
Yeah.
Powder Hollow.
No, that's a dead tree that came down in a storm that we brought up with Dix. It was so big, we just brought it up to the top.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
big ones fall down in storms.
Yes, there's a couple of different things. One is the violation, and then the other one is the addition of these trees.
Yeah.
So the tree can, in my opinion, the tree can come down, but you can't remove the stump.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can it be ground down, or does it just have
No.
to be cut?
No, you can cut it flush with the soil,
Okay.
but can't be removed, because that's stable, that root system stabilizing
Yeah.
the bank of the Connecticut
Sure,
River. so.
absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll be okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with cutting the tree down, but leaving the stump.
Yeah, yeah. Does everybody else agree? Okay, so it's a violation now.
Yeah.
So they have to fill out an application.
Yes, that is correct. He came into the office, like I said, yesterday. He had a couple questions about the application, and I started giving him some guidance towards filling out that application.
Okay. So that's going to be coming probably January 7th. Well, it's got to
Well,
be
I hope so.
received and all that.
Well, hopefully January 7th. I don't know what kind of timelines he's looking at, but
Yeah, I think so. Some of the questions I had were about, I didn't realize I needed like site maps done of the, so I got to find somebody to do that.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if I can get that done
Yeah.
before January 7th, then I'd like to get it in as soon as possible.
Yeah. So it would be, so we would accept it on January 7th, and then we would hear it.
then we'd hear it, I
Later.
believe, the 21st is the next
Right.
meeting after that.
Yeah.
So I guess the question is, was silt fencing and stuff put in? I only
Yeah.
see a little bit around a tree.
Yeah, so we put the silt fencing around the one area that was left that still had some concrete slabs and some scrap metal.
Okay.
And then we put down straw like over the whole site.
No.
So there's a lot of straw. that
So
we laid
the
down.
straw, I don't think is enough. I think
Okay.
they need to put something closer to the water, like some,
Would you propose maybe hay bales?
either hay bales would probably be the least expensive, or wattle, would wattle be enough? It looks like it's pretty steep.
It is a little steep. I mean, hay bales would offer a little bit more support than as opposed to straw wattles.
Yeah, yeah. Because what, I just want to make sure that you don't get erosion, because if you start having erosion and it
Yeah.
becomes a serious issue, then it
Yeah.
can cost you a lot in fines from
Okay.
because once you get,
Into the
you
water.
affect the Connecticut River, then it goes above us, right? Goes into
Deep.
deep. So you don't want that to happen.
Okay, so
Yeah.
put hay bales around that area right there?
I don't think,
It's hard to tell.
it's hard to tell from the pictures, but anywhere where the soil has been disturbed, where I see you have all this straw down.
Yep.
Anything along the lower edge of that
Okay.
might erode into the river.
Okay, I can do that. That's no
Yeah.
problem.
And maybe,
Since Stephen can help you out.
yeah, Stephen can help you, or if Rick has been out, I don't know who was out there for.
So I was out for that inspection. But yeah. So after you install some hay bales, we can come out, take a look,
Okay.
and if we feel like maybe a few more hay bales might suffice, or whatever you just need to add, you can give me a call or send me an email. Let me know that you've got it up, and I'll come out, take a look, and I can advise you further from there.
Okay.
I'm a little
Yeah.
concerned that he's not understanding where it needs to go at all, because where they have the silt fence is just around a small area. To me, it looks, if this is all straw, there needs to be something down below this area.
So I just wanted to clarify too. So that, has anybody been down there before in the past?
No.
No.
I'm not sure where it is, yeah.
So that back area has always been, so essentially we bought this, I think it's been a few years. We bought it, the gentleman who owned it beforehand, I don't know if everybody knows the history of it. I guess he was like an auto mechanic or something along those lines. He worked with metal. And he dumped like concrete and parts of cars,
stuff.
frames. Everything that we were pulling out has been literally just scrap metal. It's just metal, concrete. And it used to be a big drop. And what we did was essentially just kind of sift through the top of there to try to pull things out. So the area, I put a lot of straw everywhere, but there's an area that's probably like 15 or 20 feet that's the area that we disturbed from what it looked like before. So we didn't like move a ton of earth. It was literally just, we were just pulling some stuff down to see what we can pull out. So if you want me to put it around that area, I can. Or I could put it really obviously
Yeah,
wherever
I
you
mean,
need it.
anywhere
But
where the soil's been disturbed by the heavy equipment, even if it's the tracks and things like that, I
Okay.
think you really should put, because you're not going to get any grass to grow or anything,
Right.
in
Right
there
now, yeah.
right now. So it might be worth someone taking a ride down there to take a look at it.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to get worse where you have
No,
more
I tot-
issues.
More issues. Yeah.
totally understand. Yeah, no, I understand.
Because they'll help you out. They'll tell you what you need to do to get the permit and stuff.
Yeah.
And
You say there's cars. Are they full cars? Are there engines like potential
So-
for oil?
no, so we have not. So every car that we pulled out, there's probably only been about 4 cars, and they're parts. So
Okay.
there's like a half a car, a quarter panel. What it looks like he did was strip the cars and then throw the frames and the pieces in there. We have not pulled out an engine. We pulled out nothing liquid. We've pulled out nothing. It's literally like scrap metal and frame
Okay.
and slabs of concrete. I don't know where the concrete came from, but it's almost like sidewalk slabs that were
Okay.
thrown into the pile.
All right. So, but if you just until this goes through, if you do run into anything that's like an engine that might have oil, stuff like that,
Yeah,
stop.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I just wanted to say, like, honestly, I apologize. I didn't realize it was my property. I was like, I can go down there, and I wasn't aware of. I've always had the ultimate goal of taking it out to make it look like it did before he did what he did.
No, that's excellent. We appreciate that. It just you kind of have to go about it in the right way.
And
that's all.
Steven's been great. He helped me out. He explained everything, and I totally understand. So I obviously want to make sure it's done the correct way and
Excellent.
everything like that. So,
Super.
But that is the goal, is to get it looking like it did before anybody was there. So
Yeah. Excellent. I have nothing else.
Anybody else have any
Nope.
comments, questions? 'Cause
Just got one question. Sure. What is the frontage to the river that you're using, or that you're working on? 100 feet,
if I
200
could-
feet, 1,000 feet?
not 1,000. It's so 28. I'd have to look it up on the GIS to see exactly what it is. It's like if you were to follow the line, the property line next to the river of 28. It's like the middle part of it. If I were to guess how many feet, I'd probably say, I don't know, Steven, you've seen it. It's probably like maybe 50 feet, 60 feet-ish.
I
With
just want to
the
ask.
house?
It's like a circle, kind of.
I just want to ask a clarifying question. Are you doing this only at 28 South River?
That was my next question.
Affected, yeah.
Okay,
All
so
the other lots are,
I can give a rough estimate as to how much of that property fronts the river, if you would like.
Okay, that'd be good, yeah.
All right, so it looks like, according to the town GIS, it's roughly 265 feet, give or take.
the frontage.
That's how much of the property abuts the Connecticut River.
Yeah.
Almost a football field. Now, you have multiple properties there also?
I do, yeah. But this section, if you were to walk it in person, it honestly, it doesn't look like 200 feet. It looks like, I mean, I could show you guys if you wanted to come down. It's like it's like a dome. It's almost like he pushed it all into the center of the back property.
So it's not the
and
sides, it's just like,
Yeah.
It's partially the size, but it's, I don't
Yeah.
think it's 200 feet wide, no.
Yeah, no, where he is doing the excavation work, it's not directly on the riverfront, but it is still within the 200-foot
Right.
upland review.
right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can see the river
I'm sorry.
right
I thought
there.
you were asking how wide the area was that he was putting stuff. You're asking how far
Yeah,
from
I
the
think
river.
he's asking.
Yeah.
The river, your property.
Yeah.
Abuts each other. How wide is that area?
Okay, that's what I was trying to answer. I don't think that's 200.
No, it is about 265.
Okay.
Again, according to the town GIS.
The property is, I don't know how, I don't think the actual where he was putting stuff is 200 something.
It's part of
feet
his
wide.
yard or something?
Yeah.
The yard is wide,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The yard is wide.
Yeah, so. Okay. Okay. Anybody else, questions, concerns? No? Okay, so he's gonna put in a, application for the permit, we'll let you can take down those trees from the beavers.
I wanted to wait until I got like I said, the only ones that we cut up, the ones in the pictures were falling down in
Yeah.
the storm that we removed. But if that's something that I can do, I'll cut it at like you said, at the.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think if it's a danger.
It's gonna
yeah,
fall.
He's gonna fall, it's gonna die. You can cut it down, just don't stump it.
So I actually had a question about clarifying question about that. So there's a couple of them, but there's one big tree that's been dead for probably 10 years. It's still there. It's a skeleton tree. There's vines all over it, and it's definitely a liability. I'm sure it's coming down at some point. Would I send a picture to somebody if I was planning on doing that and then cutting it up, or should I kind of use it at my own?
I think any dead trees can come down as long as you don't take the stumps out.
Okay, I just didn't know if like when I
Yeah.
did that, if you wanted
Yeah,
me to
just don't
notify.
cut any live trees, you know,
No, I
because
wouldn't,
that, if you cut any live trees, then somebody else could file another complaint because you're not
Nope,
allowed to do that.
No, I
Yeah.
understand. I understand it all holds the bank together and
yeah.
everything else, so I wouldn't be doing
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
And if you do have any questions, just shoot them a quick picture. They'll tell you for sure.
All right, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? So I think this will continue on until,
Yeah.
keep the season, yeah. Okay, so I think we're good for now.
Okay.
Okay, and thank you for coming in.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the help.
Okay, thank you.
I'm good to.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
All right.
You're good.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, next enforcement is 14 Cranbrook. We don't have any paperwork on that.
You should have received a summary about
Isn't that what
14
this is?
Cranbrook.
Oh, is that what that one is?
Yeah, so,
It was stuck together with this one.
where's
This
my
is just clearing
thing?
it,
This is just
right?
clearing it, right?
Yeah.
Because they're done. Because they came and this should be clearing it.
Yep, so with 14 Cranbrook, here's what I'm looking for.
Who's the automotive
Between all my different
Yeah.
papers.
Yeah.
So with 14 Cranbrook, just to give, a little bit of a refresher,
Yeah.
back in April, they were the Inland Wetlands 700 application. They applied to remediate an oil spill that was on the property, and they were approved to do so in May.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
So the agenda says 14 and the paperwork says 8.
Paperwork says 8.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that there was some sort of issue with that.
Address or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please hold.
Please hold.
No, that's the wrong one.
It's, what is it the Mad Hatter? No. Is the,
Yeah,
Yes, it is the Mad Hatter.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
yeah, he let somebody else use the space.
Yeah, yeah. Just so we have our documents right, that's all.
What paperwork do you see that says 8?
This one from the environmental, Risk advisors?
Hopefully they do the right side.
That's weird. That's weird because the cover page says 14 Cranbrook, and then response 8 Cranbrook. That's interesting.
So 8 Cranbrook is the Valvoline, 8 Cranbrook is the Valvoline Instant Oil Change, which is a couple doors down.
Well, the full report does show it's on 14 Cranbrook. I just had given you all the summary. I didn't catch the
yeah.
the
this-
little error under that, so my apologies. But
So how do we know that they tested the right place?
Which, that's what he's saying.
Oh.
The full
so
report.
so the full report does show the site of remediation, and it was at 14 Cranbrook.
Okay, that's good.
And so we received. Yeah, that was just interesting.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we had received that letter late last week, and it said that the soils had been tested, they were cleaned, and that the contaminated soils had been removed from the property. The report was prepared by the environmentalist, Matt Murphy, and again, the test pits did come out clean. So, if you would like, you may close out the notice of violation.
Can we just ask him to send a corrected version, just so it all,
Matches,
matches?
If you would like, we can ask him to send a
updated, correct.
I think it would just be safe.
For the records, yeah.
I mean, we can definitely do that. We can ask the report to bring it back that says 14 Cranbrook instead of 8 Cranbrook.
Right, yeah. Especially for your files, 20 years
yeah.
from now, somebody's
Yep.
gonna say, wait a minute, yeah, yeah. So do we want to close it, or you want to wait till we get the updated?
I would say wait till we get
Get
the
the updated.
Just, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody either
No.
way.
Okay.
Okay, so when we get the updated letter, we'll do that. No, we're just gonna, yeah. And planning and staff report?
Yes. So, staff report. The DOT had recently given a notification to Connecticut Deep that they're going to be doing a culvert replacement project on Great Brook underneath I-91 over by the Mass Mutual Center.
Oh, okay.
So that's going through the state. And do you have any comments on that before I move on to the next thing?
No.
Okay, and so the next thing is I did look in a little bit into the enforcement fees option. And from what I've gathered is that to start using fees as enforcement of wetlands violations, the town first needs to adopt an ordinance for wetlands violations. It's to my understanding that there is an ordinance in place for zoning violations, parking violations, et cetera, but not for wetlands. While it is in the wetlands regulations, it's not within the municipal code. So it may have been brought up to town council at some point, but it was never adopted. And to begin the process for this, the Wetlands Commission could draft a letter to the town attorney to request that an ordinance may be drafted and adopted by the town council.
I think we should. Yeah.
You mind?
Yeah, I think that makes sense, yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
You want to draft a letter? Okay. Yeah, and then just send a copy of it and to us and to Stephen and, yeah. That'd be nice, yeah. Yeah, I think it would be nice to have that in place so we could start using it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, we have some outstanding
Yeah.
long violations out here.
Some of them tend to drag.
Right, well, and we're finding that we're having, you know, when we bring them to deep and things like that, they're not responding to you guys or
Yeah.
our stuff, and if they don't have the resources to make it happen, then we have to protect our own time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
And speaking of enforcement, have we heard anything from 10 Wheeler Drive or the Cottage Road across?
So I I don't have any new updates about, you said 59 Cottage, was it?
I couldn't remember the
I
number.
think it's
10.
59. No, 10-wheeler.
Well, 10-wheeler, yes, but,
And then
Across the street, yeah.
across the,
yeah, so 59 Cottage, I have not gotten any recent updates about, but 10-wheeler, the owner was actually just into Town Hall earlier today. They were here to drop off final plans for a different wetlands project that they had gotten through, but while they were in the office, I also gave them the wetlands application for the retaining wall, so we anticipate that to come in
Soon.
at some point.
Okay.
can you check and see if 59 Cottage is doing anything? Because it seems to be the history, this is what the guy did before.
Right.
So if he's just gonna do whatever the heck he wants.
And then, yeah.
And then ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Okay, I can
Follow up and see what he's doing.
I can take a look, sure.
That'd be good. Let's get something, yeah. Oh, could you ask, well, I could send a note to Rick. Who has a list of our outstanding enforcements? Is it Rick Rochelle or?
I would imagine Rick Rochelle probably has a list of the outstanding enforcements. I don't know if we have a separate file somewhere showing where all the separate enforcements are outside of Rick Rochelle's folders. So I can ask my coworkers tomorrow, look around and see,
Yeah, he gave us
where
one
the list
quite
of
a few
our-
months ago, but, I mean, a while ago, a long time ago. So if we can get an updated one, it would be
Would
good.
you like an updated one for the next meeting?
If he can do it in time, sure.
Sure. I'll take a look and see if we
Holidays-
have.
Holidays are coming,
Yeah.
so, yeah,
I'll take a look and see if we have a file somewhere with all of our outstanding.
enforcements, yeah,
Sure.
that'd be good. Did you have anything else?
Nope, that is it for the staff report.
Okay, so next is applications to be received. It's IW 714, 20 Oliver Road, application for a wetland permit to develop a horse training facility, Seafood Delight Farm LLC, applicant owner, map 47, lot 42. So, we're thinking this could possibly be a public hearing.
That is up for you all to decide. So when I was looking,
Quite a big space.
right, so when I was looking at the application prior, I did a little bit of a review. I didn't do my deep dive into
study,
it
yeah.
yet, but I was just taking a kind of a preview per se.
Yeah,
And they did mention in the narrative that there's going to be some infill of the wetlands underneath the track. And when I looked into the site plan just to see how much they're proposing and where it's going to be, it's going to be in the what was already a previously hay field, so it's been previously disturbed. But they do propose, and according to the site plan here, about 2.79 acres of disturbance. So if you would like to consider that for a public hearing, you do have two options, one of them being for significant impact. Now, for a significant impact, you would need to have a prudent and feasible alternative, which you would have to specify a specific prudent and feasible alternative for the site, which in their narrative, they've already said that they've tried a couple of different alternatives
Right.
for the project. Your second option also is for the better of public interest. That's a much simpler option. You don't have to do you don't have to find anything specific. You just say that we believe that in the public interest, it would be best to have a public hearing.
yeah, because the size of the parcel is 59.4 acres.
And it's over 2 acres, 2.7
Yeah,
disturbance.
Give or take.
yeah, give or take. Yeah, so we could say better of public interest.
Yeah.
If people feel we should do a public hearing on this one, or?
Yeah,
I think so.
I agree. There's an abandoned house, I think, on that property, too.
yeah.
All
That's
right,
the one,
Okay,
I will make a motion that IW number 714, 20 Oliver Road, application for a wetlands permit to develop a horse training facility, Seafood Delight Farm LLC, applicant owner, map 47, lot 42, I-1 zone, should be brought as a public hearing.
I second that.
7, okay. Kevin and Ken? For a public hearing,
Leaning forward.
and you'll let them know, of course. Okay, so, roll call.
Donna Corbin Sabinski.
Yes.
Kevin Zorda.
Yes.
Virginia Higley, yes. Kelly Hemler.
Yes.
Dylan Bridge.
Yes.
Ken Kaufman.
Yes.
Robert Gillespie.
Yes.
7 in favor, motion passes. And I'm sure you'll let them know.
And just to clarify for the record that this was in the public interest,
Interest.
correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure that we got that for sure on the record.
Right, for sure. So, does anybody else have anything, or, because next is miscellaneous? Yes.
Totally random. If anyone's watching, just that we have the charter review public hearing tomorrow night
Right.
at 6:30 in the same room. So if
Are
anyone
you on?
wants to go.
Yeah, okay, good, yeah. Ken, did you have anything? Didn't you attend something?
Oh, the webinar for understanding housing in our community using the Connecticut Housing Data Hub. 30 minutes webinar.
Yeah.
Had to do with housing trends over 20 years, local municipalities, linked map data, charts.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. The questions and answers from the public were very informative.
Yeah, good,
And that was my first one, so
good. I know you had mentioned, so I thought it'd be good to tell everybody.
there is one. There is another one coming up about wildlife.
March 22nd.
Is it March?
The March 22nd. March
22nd?
22nd is a whole day.
No, no.
Yeah, it's a Zoom meeting, so I think it's 2 different meetings.
Yeah, I think it's 2 different ones.
Yeah. The 22nd is, March 22nd is Kakiwik.
Yep, that
Oh,
one.
that's a survey. Yeah, there is one coming up March 22nd.
I took the survey.
Yeah, I think there was an email came out on it
Yeah.
just today.
Let's see, I do have it. Connecticut Land Use Webinar for Municipal Land Use Agencies, Saturday, March 22nd, 9 to 4. It's a webinar, and it's a Saturday all day.
That's animals.
Pardon?
You said animals.
Oh, no, this isn't animal, this is something different.
And there's a fee.
And there's a fee of $60 a person, so you'd have to let them know if you want to attend it. And it's all day, and they have the program's broken out. So some is planning and zoning, some ZBA, so you could attend like the beginning of it and then get back out, go back in for inland wetlands or whatever topics you want to hear. So that's going to be, if anybody needs the email, we could send it back out again. But that was sent on December 4th.
Now that's a paid class?
Yes, we have to pay.
That's going to come out of our tablet money, right?
Yes, right.
I don't
Well, we
think
have enough of the
much
tablet money
left.
for maybe one tablet.
If we're all done,
Yeah.
so I did send, I think, you, Rick, Donna, an email. I was driving over on North Street, and I noticed, like, right around 117, property we're familiar with, that there was some swales, big, large swales that they had an excavator excavating. Now, I'm not sure if it's in the wetlands, but it flows right back into the wetlands area where there was previously a enforcement.
When was this? I'm looking
I
through
think
my.
I sent it last week, I want to say.
I'm looking through my emails right now. I'm looking for. I believe you sent it. I'm just looking for it because it's not coming to my memory right now.
Anyways, so there is some excavating going down for a swale right along the road and then down like the side of the driveway.
Do you know whereabouts this was? Do you remember whereabouts this was?
It's the LaCory property.
It's actually, it's on the litigation.
Yeah, it's on the litigation. So
Oh, is it on the
It's
litigation?
item 6 on the
Yeah.
litigation paperwork.
I don't know if it's this specific issue, but it's not this specific issue because we've been there, but
Yeah. Did you find it?
I didn't find it.
Well, I will talk with staff tomorrow because maybe Rick or Georgie got it or someone got it and maybe it's not maybe I didn't get it for whatever reason. Maybe
Yeah, I
Something
don't
else?
see it right
November
away, so I have
5th.
to look. Was it?
Is
Thank
it
you.
November? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it.
Yeah.
That's
So perhaps it didn't go through or whatever, but someone might want to take a ride out there.
Well, could
take
you
a look.
please resend the
Sure.
email so we have that?
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I don't do that. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have anything, or? No? Yeah? So I guess before we adjourn, it's just hope everybody has a nice holiday and Merry Christmas, and
Yep, Merry Christmas.
see everybody in January, and
Yep.
everybody
Move to
safe and healthy.
adjourn.
Ginny, move to adjourn. Okay. Do we have a second?
Second. What time is it?
7:39.
Who was first and second? I'm sorry.
Ginny and Kelly
Jenny and Kelly, thank you.
to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.